Okay then. Let's let's see what the hell a glitch direct is. I'm assuming it's just their way of like, hey, here's the projects that we're working on, and here's the stuff that we're announcing for. Like, I don't know. Like, something's getting a second season progress update on Gaslight District. Probably, like, they raised like $1 million right? For that Murder Drones graphic novel. So I imagine they're going to talk about that a little bit. But I don't have any hard expectations, really. Like, it'd be nice to get some Knights of Guinevere confirmation that, like, yes, obviously this is being turned into a full thing, just because of how successful it's been. I guess Pomni has a body now. I'm gonna reserve my yapping on that until the episode where that beach episode is happening is released in. But there's some changes that have had to happen to Pomni's anatomy to make her work with like a human body that are interesting to me. Because the way that her outfit was constructed before, like these very simple geometric, like again, is that 90s early CGI character design where it's like you're making stuff out of as simple shapes as possible. That allowed the animators to do a lot of fudging with her anatomy that they probably couldn't do, or rather that they absolutely cannot do when she has a more humanoid, like more sort of regular human body. So I'm really curious to see like how that changes Pomni's animation. The gloves are actually skin, yeah. I'm curious how they're gonna have to change Pomni's animation to sort of match that, and the extent to which I can detect it. They are good animators. Like, they're good animators, so they can probably animate her in a way that is not really noticeable, but yeah. Mostly, I just want the confirmation. I have no doubt of it, but I just want the confirmation that Knights of Guinevere is being picked up for a full season, and I want them to give an update on when they think that could conceivably be expected to start airing. Because, like, given the pedigree of what they had, and they must have some reasonable expectations for what they can pull in terms of numbers. I would expect that they'd started working on it already, right? Like, unless the pilot catastrophically bombed, I can't imagine that they weren't already gearing up to do, like, a whole season. So, presumably, they've been in production with it for a while. I don't know. Oh, hey, I should ping the... I should ping the event opt-in role. Good call, chat. Is the stream working for everybody? Like, because it's working from my end. Some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. Okay, let me just try and restart it before the actual thing starts. Discord is being very annoying recently. Now it seems to be working for people. Hooray! How wonderful. I mean, it's recording just fine. That's, so it'll be on YouTube either way. As I accidentally hit the hotkey to make my avatar look angry. Whoopsie doopsie. Oh, that's a fucking... YouTube's premiere intro things are so fucking epilepsy hostile. It's wild.
Beach party. Wow, what a good day! Wow!
Alright, so who wants to try Kane's magical changing booth first?
I guess I'll give it a go. Wow, you look mediocre. If you ever need a sunburn, give me a call. I don't want a sunburn. Should have thought of that before I decided I hate you.
Don't interact with the sun. She's just like that.
Yeah, the sun is like that.
Gangle, wait.
I do note that there is no Jax so far. There he is. Okay, a tiny little clip just to whet our appetites for the next episode,
Hey everyone,
I guess.
welcome to the first ever Glitch Direct.
In these Glitch Directs, we'll be sharing with you direct updates right here from Glitch, and we have a lot of announcements for you today.
And what better way to start than the first look into Digital Circus Episode 7.
Sometimes I
From this point
forget
onwards
that
in the
Glitch
story,
is
it's gonna be
Australian.
A lot more dark, a lot more intense, starting with a beach episode for some reason.
Here's the date on screen, December
12th. Okay, well,
2025.
mark your
You know what?
calendars.
Yes, Kevin.
That's not enough. We'll also give you a little bit of Episode 8 as well. Here's a little clip.
Run it! And so you get, sorry, that's all we have right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You can look forward to it. It's dropping March 20th, 2026.
March
It's coming
20th.
Very soon. What do you think about that, Goose? Hello. Thank you very much, Goose. And alongside the drop of episode 7 in December, episodes 5 to 7 will be available on Netflix as well.
We found out that people just prefer watching things in batches over on Netflix. Makes
So-
sense. Now on to the next bit.
Let's go.
Ah, now.
Last September, we dropped a new show called Knights of Guinevere, and it did
I noticed.
amazing thanks to your guys' support.
It was our first ever 2D show, and at Glitch, every single
More.
show we try to make, we're trying
More.
to push the art style, we're
More,
trying
more,
to push
more,
the
more,
medium
more.
of storytelling
More.
that we can achieve.
More.
And without a doubt, I can confidently say the Knights of Guinevere crew crushed
More.
it. And who better to talk about this than Dana Terrace?
Give me more.
Hey everyone, this is Dana Terrace, the co-creator of Knights of Guinevere, along with Zach Marcus and John Bailey Owen, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching the pilot, for the support, for the fan art, for the fan songs. It's really meant a lot to me, to Zach and John, to the crew, to know that people are enjoying all the hard work that we put into this pilot. It's been incredible watching the reaction videos. It's been incredible getting actual merch for the show. Look how cute these things are. I just want to say thank you. Thanks for watching.
It's a
And
bit
thank you,
wild to
Glitch.
know that Dana actually watched my reaction video.
Thank you very much, Dana. And at the moment, we're looking at greenlighting the full season of Knights of Guinevere. If you want to show your support and help contribute to the greenlighting of the season, you can consider getting some merch. This is definitely real on a blue screen, so we had to edit this in, but just pretend it's real. Get the merch at kog.store. No pressure at all, though.
On to the next thing.
Who's that character, by the way? That's their mascot? Now, they have that graphic
It's
novel
been over
thing.
a year since Murder Drones came to an end.
And while the show has ended, we wanted to celebrate the first anniversary of the finale and further explore the universe that fans have been dying to return to.
Which is why we are so excited for this next announcement. Run the clip.
I guess I'm getting lightly spoiled. Ah, it's a music video.
That is right, we are returning to the Murder Drones universe
With the Living
a special
Tombstone.
Murder Drones music video featuring a special guest music composer.
And that special guest composer is the Living Tombstone.
And you can check this out next Friday,
My.
October 17th. And in even more Murder Drones news, if you haven't heard yet, we are making the official Murder Drones graphic novel with Oni Press. We're adapting all 8 episodes of the original series into comic book form, and you can get it right
That's
now on the
actually
Kickstarter
kind of
campaign.
interesting.
But be quick, there's less than 1
Okay, so
week
they're
left on the
adapting the
campaign.
original
Pre-order the book
episodes.
now and get some pretty
I would
special
actually be
backlight.
kind of
Like these
curious
incredible
to
special edition Murder Drones
see,
covers. They turned out absolutely amazing.
And with that, let's go on to the next segment.
because that's an opportunity for them to sort of clean up and like streamline and do like an editing pass on the story. I would be kind of curious to see what that ends up looking like. Oh yes, 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 yes,
And up
yes.
next, we have our most recent 3D pilot, The Gaslight District. Here we have Nick to run you guys through some sneak peeks and behind the scenes.
Hello, freaks and weirdos. Nick Supko here. Pre-production is deep underway, which means we're zeroing in on the show's dark heart. Intimate family drama and grime-soaked world building.
Yes.
Each episode will drag one character from the Smiling Dead into the spotlight and shove the family into a new, grotesque corner of the world. Here's what I can say about the first few episodes.
I like that
without
as
giving
structure.
Too much away. In one episode, Ken will find himself the victim of a wish from a monkey's paw. In another, Breadhead's trail of crumbs will attract unwanted guests. Litter bugs. And finally, Mud will take the reins and bet everything on a horse named Death. That's all I'll say for now. We've been listening to your whispers from the void and taking our time to make this the best show possible. Future episodes will slow down to really let that dread sink in. So until next time, remember, patience is a virtue.
Thank you for that, Nick. And to be fully transparent with you guys, as you probably saw, this is a beautiful and complex show, which just means that it needs a lot of time in production.
Yeah.
It'll still be a while before we see more episodes come out.
Our 30 team also need to finish Digital Circus first, so please be patient. It'll be worth it. Thank you guys so much for understanding, and let's go on to the next segment.
I was hoping they'd give like sort of an estimate, but that's fair enough. Like
And that comes
a
to
show
the
like
end
that.
of the Glitch Direct. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Oh, and before we go, there is just one last thing. Why don't you roll the clip?
The sunrise hurts the most. The music dies.
Wait, what do we have here?
And we come undone.
That's not.
When
It's Lackadaisy. What the fuck is Lackadaisy?
I find myself alone. So honey, raise your glass.
Ooh. The microphone is 3D.
'Cause the night's still
Ooh, good crowd animation.
It's time for the last call. It's time for the last call. Let's have some fun, boys. There's nowhere to run, huh?
Okay, so what is Glitch like taking over the or like funding the production of that now?
Dance till the break of dawn. It's time for the last call. It's time for the last call. Let's have some fun, boys. There's nowhere to run, huh? Pour one last cocktail. A Mary Pickford.
A Mary Pickford, huh?
My days were gloomy and sad till you came to me with a south side and flowers in hand. Oh, baby,
Okay, I'm gonna have to. They're gonna upload that presumably separately as a teaser or whatever. I need to go through that one separately. Interesting mixtures of 2D and 3D working here. So I've not watched Lackadaisy yet. I used to read the comic like back when what's her name, Tracy, the creator, was posting it a lot on like DeviantArt, Tumblr.
That's right, we are so excited to officially announce that we've partnered with the Lackadaisy team to produce and bring you guys the Lackadaisy animated series.
And we have the creator Tracy and director Fable here to tell you more about the partnership.
Yes, good.
Hi, I'm Tracy, the creator of Lackadaisy.
Tracy Butler.
And I'm Fable, Lackadaisy's director.
For those unfamiliar, Lackadaisy is a Prohibition-era crime drama featuring jazz, speakeasies, and a whole lot of gangster cats. It started as a webcomic and grew into a full-fledged animated
By the way,
pilot
you should
thanks
check
to
out
an
the
incredibly
webcomic if you
passionate
haven't,
fan
because
base.
fucking
After the
Tracy
pilot, we
Butler's
launched a
artwork is
second campaign before the
astonishing.
first season, raising enough to fund 5 10-minute episodes.
That support means the world to us, and it allowed us to jump right into development on the season with full scripts, character art, and storyboards. Then Glitch came along and, how should I say this, made us an offer we couldn't refuse, in a good way. They saw what we had made so far and wanted to be a part of it too, so they offered to co-produce Lackadaisy as a Glitch production with more episodes, more minutes, more music, more everything. So of course we were overjoyed to accept.
Not only that,
Very
but delivering
good.
hand-drawn animation at the quality expected of Lackadaisy, and to do it with a happy crew, requires a lot of extra stuff behind the scenes. HR, IT, marketing, merchandising, admin,
Yep.
etc.
Yep.
If that sounds
And
like
yep.
a lot, it's because it is. Honestly, it's a struggle for a small indie team, so partnering with Glitch lifts a huge weight off of our shoulders.
This is the best of all worlds for us. We get to make a show with the incredible folks at Glitch and their creator-driven indie philosophy.
Mordecai.
Glitch's merch and marketing team free us up to concentrate fully on the creative side of things, and we can do it all with a full-size TV budget.
And to help steer this whole thing alongside us, we've been joined by none other than...
Hey everybody, my name's Olin Rogers. You probably know me from a show called Final Space. I'm so excited to be a part of this. I really
Nice.
think Lackadaisy is
Damn,
special.
Glitch
I
is
think
just
it's got
picking up
characters. I think it's got the
animation
world,
talent
the
left, right,
story.
and fucking
I think it's got
center.
the art. It just looks so good. To have an animation studio work this kind of deal, not just for them, but for a first-time creator, to ensure that they're protected and that they're getting their vision across, get out of here. That's insane. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, right? I said, look, I got to be a part of this. I want to help. And I think this is just one of those things that I think it's going to be a very cool experience, and I think it's going to be very special. And I think
I was talking about this. I was talking about
this. True to their word. We're making the show that we want to make.
And it's being made by the same core crew and voice actors who brought you the original pilot and animated shorts.
We're still deep in production, so we don't have an official release date just yet, but rest assured we're working our tails off. We can't wait to show you what we've been cooking up. Thank you so much for all of your support and for sticking by us. None of this could have happened without you. A massive thank you to the entire team at Glitch, too.
And thank you, Tracy and Fable. We're so excited to be on this journey with you.
When we saw the uphill battle that not only Tracy and Fable, but the whole animation industry were facing just to get these projects made, we knew we had to help.
And that's where our new label comes in. Glitch Presents.
Yeah.
Glitch Presents is the banner for shows where we partner with incredible teams who already have amazing projects and we help bring their full vision to life.
Okay, so they are
Especially in
setting
this
themselves up as a
animation
publishing.
Meanwhile, the shows we fully self-fund ourselves, like The Amazing Digital Circus, Gaslight District, or Knights of Guinevere, that falls under our label, Glitch Originals.
Yeah,
Here's
that
the
makes
reality.
sense.
Animation is expensive. Really
Yep.
expensive.
Yep.
And we're already funding several original shows already.
Yep.
To help bring these partnered shows to life, we work with external partners to ensure we can cover the massive costs with long-form animation.
In return, these external partners may ask for exclusive streaming rights. So yes, Glitch Present shows may appear on external streaming services instead of for free on YouTube.
But that's exactly why Glitch is here, to shield the creators from the uncertainty and instability that
Yeah,
comes with
that
corporate
sucks,
Hollywood,
but that's the
and
truth.
to guarantee that creative control stays with the creators.
And don't worry, Glitch Originals will always still continue to be for free here on YouTube. The things we self-fund ourselves, we would never let that go. When Luke and I first incepted this company, all we wanted to do was help out the animation industry and get more cool stuff made. This is how we do that. If we can keep the creators in the driver's seat while getting these incredible shows made, then we're doing our job.
Thank you guys so much for watching this Glitch Direct, and we can't wait to show you what's next.
See you guys.
Okay. And yeah, like, so like, yeah, that makes sense, like, as a publishing thing. Because, like, it sucks. Like, it's sort of the same, like, it's the same thing with Hell of a Boss, right? It's the same thing with Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. Is, like, part of the reason, presumably, why Spindlehorse was willing to work with Amazon is because it gives them access to a lot of funding stability that they wouldn't have otherwise, right? Like, it's the, like, if you want to level up your production, especially if you want to start, like, addressing some of the problems that Spindlehorse has had internally with their working conditions, right? There's a lot of fucking money that has to go into that shit, and there just isn't really a way to access that kind of funding outside of the big players, right? Netflix, Amazon, like Disney, if you really want to make a deal with the devil. That's a very difficult thing. That's why Glitch has been so fucking impressive as a thing, right? It's that they've been able to make what they are doing at all work, even a little bit. Disney, if you compromise your morals, all of them, if you compromise your morals. All of them. Like, there is no, like, there is no billion-dollar international corporation to get in bed with that's not, like, Disney is probably the scariest and like, most destructive of them, but Amazon is not, you know. Ugh. So, I completely understand when Glitch says, like, the only way that we can do this Glitch Presents thing, where they're setting themselves, like, basically what they're doing is they're setting themselves up as a kind of, as a publisher, as a middleman for these shows, right? That they help fund the creation of those shows, and then they become the go-between between the creators and, like, the publishing services, the streaming services, Netflix, which means, in an ideal scenario, that means that Glitch will be able to be a buffer, right? So that instead of people making a show having the executives from Netflix over their shoulder, or not the executives, like fucking middle manager people and S&P people, standards and practices people looking over their shoulder, it'll go through Glitch, and Glitch will sort of be a defensive buffer, like, by removing it from, like, the direct branding of the thing. Like, in theory, that could work. In theory, that could help. That should be able to help shield and insulate the creators from too much creative meddling. from up top. And, like, here's hoping that that works out. But, like, yeah, I was talking about this, right? I was talking about how it's kind of a fucking miracle, that...
You should throw a...
It's kind of a fucking miracle that something like Glitch has even been able to work, right? Knowing what I know, and I don't know, like, necessarily all that much, but knowing what I know about animation production and, like, the costs involved and the logistics involved with it, the fact that Glitch has ever been able to function and work, and the fact that they've been able to, putting out something like the fucking Gaslight District, which is a artistic miracle in the way that it's put together, on YouTube money, right? Like, I don't care if you get 20 million views on a thing on YouTube or 100 million. You don't make that much money in ad revenue. You just don't. Especially if you don't put in a fuck ton of ad breaks in the middle of everything, right? Gango's being very smiley with her sad mask there, by the way. Something I note. So, like, the fact that it's been able to work out with the money at all, I always felt like was sort of a minor miracle. So it's not a surprise that that the strategy that they've landed on, and, like, the only funding model where they could possibly do this is, okay, some of this shit is going to have to go to the streamers, right? So presumably some of it will show up on Netflix, some of it will show up on, I don't know, HBO Max Plus, HBO, whatever the fuck HBO's called nowadays. Some of it will show up on those, the ones that are looking for some expansion into their animation content. And that's going to be annoying for me, because Glitch are pretty good about just letting me put their footage on screen while I yap about it. Netflix and Amazon and the streaming services, they get a little bit more aggressive about it, right? I've already had, like, copyright claims on like the One Mission Zero Hell of a Boss thing that was made, like, that is currently exclusive to Amazon, right? And presumably that's gonna keep happening, right? Like, that I'm gonna have to start navigating those fucking copyright claims from the Amazon bots and shit like that, which, you know, where Spindlehorse and Glitch themselves are generally sort of better at understanding that reaction streams and reaction videos and things like that, ultimately that is a part of their PR for the show, like, especially when the show's a merchandise funded, right? So it makes sense as a business. It makes sense as a business decision. And I think, hopefully they will stick to the idea that all of their own original shows will be free on YouTube forever. Because, like, again, I completely understand them taking distribution deals there with Netflix to put Digital Circus on Netflix. Like, there's no reason not to do that, because it's an additional place where they can be discovered, right? Whatever else Netflix is, it is very, very good at surfacing things that it wants to promote to its users. But yeah, it is that thing, like I've talked about before, how the fact that stuff like Glitch and Spindlehorse is working, right? That Glitch and Spindlehorse can work. That there is a market for the kind of animation work that they do that can support those productions financially is a minor miracle. And that it's giving me a little bit of hope for, like, not necessarily a golden age, but an age where indie animation becomes plausible on, like, a level beyond YouTube storytime animators, right? Like, because YouTube storytime animators have also been very important to the rise of independent animation, because they blazed a lot of the paths for making that viable in the age of social media, right? Like making that remotely possible for that to be viable. But, like, looking at stuff like Knights of Guinevere, looking at stuff like fucking Gaslight District, I cannot emphasize to you enough what a fucking artistic masterpiece the Gaslight District is as a piece of animation. God, it's good. It's astonishing. So I'm really hoping that this is a fucking difficult, like, because we talked about this with Spindlehorse as well, right? Like, it's walking the tightrope of that shit. Walking the tightrope of trying to maintain this independent freedom and this very direct relationship with the audience where you're directly monetizing specifically through merchandise, specifically through direct donation, specifically through whatever their membership program is over on the Glitch website. Like, maintaining that while still interacting with the bigger like animation publishing industry and like the bigger film industry, that's a fucking tightrope and a half, right? Like, I'm already like mildly worried that Spindlehorse is going to get screwed by Amazon somehow over the course of their deal with Amazon, because Amazon is in the business of screwing people over. It's in the business of like absorbing and like appropriating IP from everyone who works with it as much as they possibly can, right? So I'm worried about Spindlehorse, like whether they have lawyers that are good enough to keep them sort of protected from that. Same thing with Glitch, right? Like, do they have lawyers that are good enough? Do they have like a business model and a set of contracts that are strong enough to insulate them from any attempts at takeover, right? And like the thing that I fear the most, like the thing I fear by far the most, is that someday we're gonna wake up and hear, oh yeah, no, like fucking Netflix has just straight up bought Glitch Studios, right? Or Amazon has straight up just bought Spindlehorse, like fully, and they own it now, like as a superstructure. Because at that point, it's not that those places, like, not that those studios are going to be dead the moment that happens, but that's the moment when like you just kind of have to sit there and count down until the end, because the systemic structures, the systemic incentives of those kinds of acquisitions are just gonna assert themselves. Like, the enshittification will have to happen because line must go up once you are acquired by one of those mega corporations. Like, if you're not delivering line go up, then you're on the chopping block, right? Like, and that's not, there's no resisting it. Like, there is no opting out of that systemic pressure. So I'm really, no matter how much money is on the table, no matter what kind of dream project that they get promised, no matter what they're told by Amazon, Netflix, like, I just want them to stay independent. I want them to retain ownership, full ownership over everything that they've got as much as humanly possible, because the moment they surrender that is the moment that this thing, this, again, I'm not calling it a golden age, but this age of functional independent animation, the moment that gets subsumed into the corporate structure is the moment that it's over, right? Like, it's the moment that, or at least that Glitch and Spindlehorse as going concerns would be rendered irrelevant. And like, ooh, it's that cold, like, nasty, clammy feeling in the pit of your stomach, right? Like, where you're sort of going, ugh, like, God, I want this to work out. I want this to work out so bad. But yeah, lackadaisy. It makes sense. Like, it makes perfect sense that Glitch would hitch on to lackadaisy. Like, observe that there is a very successful independent 2D animation thing happening in lackadaisy, and that makes sense from a business perspective for them to like insert themselves into that as like just a way to diversify their portfolio, right? And extend their publishing thing, like, just from a business perspective. And I'm glad that lackadaisy's getting that support. I'm glad of that. And like, the fact that they say that they have this Glitch Presents label, right? Like, which is like their sub-label publishing imprint thing, where they're like seeking out independent animation productions and sort of like giving them access to more resources, and then becoming the go-between between them and the major streamers and things. What that tells me is that they have more shit lined up than just lackadaisy, right? Like if they're saying we have an imprint now, we have like a whole label thing, that is both them advertising and saying to independent animation projects, hey, come pitch for us. Like come pitch us something and tell us how you, like, what crowdfunding means you have, and like what, like, how we can sort of but that also tells me that they have more than one thing lined up that they want to do this with, right? Like, that it's not just lackadaisy. They have something else in mind. That presumably they're working with some other creators to try and make some independent animation come to life. which is interesting because like there has been a flourishing of independent, like single creator animation on YouTube as well. There's a number of very small things, right? Like with creators making like 1 or 2 minute episodes of something very small and character driven that they're putting up on YouTube. I wonder if that's the kind of thing that Glitch is targeting. I wonder if that imprint is targeting extremely small creator-driven independent animation, or if it's targeting stuff like Lackadaisy that already has, like, we've already run a Kickstarter, we've already got a pilot, we already have, like, a product that's ready to sell, and then Glitch, like, becomes the go-between and, like helps them pitch to streamers and things for more funding. I'm curious. I'm very curious about that. I'm glad of it. Like, Glitch, as far as I know, have shown themselves to be trustworthy in this space, right? Like that they are at the very least sort of taking a certain delight in sticking it to the animation industry as it is, because the animation industry as it is has been in like a rotting collapse for a couple of decades now. Interesting. And that's the thing, like Knights of Guinevere, right? I bought Knights of Guinevere merchandise immediately because I was like, okay, I do want to give some money to that. I want some money to that. And there's that irony, right? That Knights of Guinevere, on the one hand, is very explicitly condemning the sort of crass consumerism of the Disney Corporation and like the merchandise funded model of animation production. And then on the other hand, Glitch also has to be, hey, so about that merch we have to sell, yeah. Hey, like, do you want to buy some plastic, please? Right, like that's sort of the inevitable contradiction, but there is a difference, I think, between like sort of getting stuck into the cyclical infinite consumerism of the Walt Disney Corporation versus buying merchandise for a show from a small production company where you can know with some certainty that the money that you are spending actually means direct support for the shows that you're watching, right? That's the thing with Disney, is like, it doesn't really matter how much fucking merchandise you sell for any Disney property. Disney can just decide, oh, we don't give a shit, and they can kill it, right? Because there is no direct relationship there, right? Because Disney is a bean counting company, and they can just say, yeah, the line to, oh yeah, this sold $100 million in merchandise, but we were expecting $200 million, so it's a failure, fuck you, right? That's a little bit different on the scale and level of something like Glitch, right? Like, where merchandise sales there, you can have a reasonable expectation that that money actually supports the thing that you're buying merchandise of, and that high merchandise sales can and will translate into more episodes. So I feel like it's a little different there. Not in the sense that, like, it's still a valid observation, right? Like, Knights of Guinevere, on the one hand, merchandise bad. On the other hand, please buy merchandise. It's a valid observation. It's an observation of, like, the fundamental contradiction at the heart of capitalism, which is, you know, unavoidable. It's one of those things you can't opt out of when you exist in the economy as it is. Sorry, I just got distracted actually watching this little clip. Does Kinger get a beach costume at all? Oh, he does. He's just wearing swim trunks. We get to see his legs, though, I guess. I guess he has leg. One leg. He has leg. He has leg. Leg confirmed for Kinger. That's the big news out of this Glitch Direct. Leg confirmed. I guess Zooble didn't go in the transformation box. Oh, no, they did. They did. I guess. Assuming that the transformation box did that to them. Gangle is so happy despite having the sad mask on. Isn't that an interesting piece of character development? You think Gangle is capable of being happy? I don't know, Jax. It turns out maybe if you sort of try and make changes to your life and how you see the world and exist within it, maybe it's actually possible for things to change for the better. Wouldn't that be nice? The lighting keeps getting more and more sophisticated in these shorts, I swear to God. That's a fucking... Oh, that's a funny shape for Pomni's body. You see how it gets bigger from the waist up? Like, it sort of slightly, ever so slightly Dorito-shaped? That's funny. It works. I'm looking forward to seeing the character animation. I wanna contrast. Okay, when that drops, I've got to have some clips ready from previous episodes about like the ways that Pomni's shoulders work. Like, because her costume essentially is treated as an extension of her body for most of her appearances. And now she's gonna have a body with actually wearing clothes. Kind of the same thing, like maybe not so much with Ragatha, but huh. What a cute way to have Gangle wear a sundress, too. Yeah, okay, Kinger has leg. Singular. Classic ass fucking anime beach episode comp. This is fully the composition of an anime beach episode glamour shot. Like, it's so much fucking directly that. What a cool way to make Gangle wear a dress. That's so interesting. Because, like, the texturing, the way that I should save it for the episode, Skyen. Jesus Christ. Pomni. Jax. That's one of the puppets. Zubul. Is that Ragatha? That looks like Jax's color. And then that video. I fucking love that video. I think my big dream for Knights of Guinevere is 2 seasons and a movie. They put a bunch of motion blur on the screenshot specifically to fuck with me. I think that was just to prevent people from being actually able to see what it was. But yeah, no, also to fuck with me. I think my dream for Knights of Guinevere is 2 seasons and a movie, right? Is like a full-length theatrical feature production would be my dream for it. That would be my dream. It feels like Knights of Guinevere especially is like that feels like the kind of story where it would make thematic sense to climax that with an actual fucking movie, right? Because it's Disney princesses, right? Like it would make sense for that to be finished off with an actual movie. Also, just because I want to see this. I want to see this universe, these characters. I want to see that animated on a full cinematic production budget. I want them. Here's the dream. Here's the dream. Here's the dream of dreams, of all dreams. I want them to do a fully theatrical animated movie, and I want Glenn Keane to be the lead animator on Guinevere. It's never gonna happen, but that would be the thing. That would be the thing. If they got Glenn Keane as lead animator for Guinevere herself, that would be the thing. Like that would be total victory. That would be total victory. Like just from top to bottom. For those who don't know, Glenn Keane is the lead animator for Ariel in The Little Mermaid. And also like one of the sort of major creative forces during the Disney Renaissance. He was also the lead animator for Tangled, and like a major creative force behind what eventually became Frozen and that whole era of Disney animation. Glenn Keane is a legend in animation. Like he's Silver in Treasure Planet is one of his works as well. I believe he was principal animator on The Beast in Beauty and the Beast, as well as doing a bunch of visual development for the movie. Again, this is me dreaming out loud. Yeah, he animated Tarzan in Tarzan. Like, he's responsible for all of the surfing on vines thing. Like, all of Tarzan's physical acting is Glenn Keane. That's just me dreaming out loud. Mostly, I just want the season. I know it takes a long time to make, but I just want the season of this. I want it to play out. I want to get to see it. Also, I think... Hang on. Yeah, they had the last call animation, which they put up 25 minutes ago. Okay. I haven't seen Lackadaisy yet, but this looks very standalone. So, I guess I'll download that, and we'll record a reaction for that tomorrow. The combination of 2D and 3D here is really genuinely... The instruments are all 3D, and that's the fucking animators having to animate around these 3D props like that for object work. That's not trivial, man. I did catch a few... No, I stop reacting to it. Jesus Christ, I am incorrigible. What was I talking about? Oh, right. Glitch Direct. Cool. They're making stuff. That's nice, I guess. I'm normal about it. I'm a normal person. I have normal level of joy that I take in these things. So I'm a regular normal dude. Stop reacting to it. I keep looking at the animation. Yeah. I am on the business level, so just try and wrap my thoughts up. Yes, hooray, more Gaslight District is coming. It's fine. They can take as long as they fucking need on that. Like, if it takes a year between episodes, I'm fine. It's okay. That's reasonable, I think. It'll probably get faster and faster as they make more and more of it, but very pleased with that. Excited for Digital Circus. I'm curious to see the animation in this fucking beach episode. Really happy for the Lackadaisy people that they get that extra funding and support. Like, hopefully they're not having to take too many devil deals with the streaming services. But I'm really glad that they get that extra support, because Lackadaisy is one of those things, like, I know I need to get to it. It's on the list, believe me, it's been on the list for a while. But I'm very pleased that Lackadaisy gets that extra funding and support, because it's a project that deserves it. I followed Lackadaisy since more or less since Tracy Butler started the webcomic. Just because that artwork went around, like back when she first started publishing that online, that artwork went around, and her fucking... Again, I really want to encourage people to read the comics as well, just because... The fucking background work that Tracy Butler does, the fucking visual development and world building that she pulls off just through the backgrounds, through the environment design. Like, yes, she's a great character designer. She's fantastic at expressions and careful drawing thing, but the fucking background work that she does, the level of background detail that is just present in the artwork there. Motherfucker, like, you owe it to yourself. If you like comics at all, you owe it to yourself to see that, because it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I'm glad. Like, I was very glad when Lackadaisy got a full pilot, like when they managed to get those Kickstarters off the ground. And it's good that Glitch is sort of trying to take this Nexus role of being like a conveyor belt for money and support for these things. I'm very, very curious about what else they have lined up, because they have something else lined up. Right? That's the valence of starting a label, is they have more than just Lackadaisy lined up. So I'm very, very curious what else they've got cooking. Like Monkey Wrench, maybe? Like, that seems like a candidate. I'd be curious if, like, Cozy's... No. Presumably not. That's too small. And I guess there would be no reason for someone like Alan Becker to do that either. Like, because he kind of has his own thing going. And he seems to be capable on his own of producing, like, staggeringly well-animated, like, half-hour episodes. Pretty Please? Yes, actually. I don't want to be a magical girl. Like, I know that Kianamai, the creator of that, has been in high-level talks with, like, a number of places about producing that show. Like, because that pilot, that little like, storyboard thing, I say, it was fucking impressive. That was essentially the pitch for the show, right? That's an attempt, like, putting out a pilot saying, hey, we could get X number of million people to fucking watch this on YouTube. Give us funding and you'll have a success on your hand. Like, that's the thing. So I don't know if Glitch is in those conversations, or if she's been talking to some of the more traditional studio publishers. Because it does seem like the sort of thing that you could get an anime studio to be interested in. Apparently, official song clip for one song for Has Been Season 2. Yeah, I'm not watching that. I am waiting for the actual season to start dropping. I'm trying to go in... I'm trying to go in silent. Or silent. I'm trying to go in blind. I will see it when I see the season, so you're gonna have to wait. But yeah. Interesting. I'm now just... do I have enough pull that I could get an interview with the fucking Glitch guys? Because I want to hear about that label thing. I want to hear about the place that they... I want to know about the place that they see themselves occupying in the animation industry. Especially as, like, a publishing label, as, like, a middleman between creators and the big companies. I don't know that that would be very interesting necessarily to a general audience, but I have some nerdy-ass questions that I want to ask. I mean, worth a shot, I guess. maybe I'll fire off an email at some point. Yeah, I think that's more or less it. I think that is more or less it. Yeah, that was pretty good. I guess I need to catch up on Murder Drones before they drop that music video. She has wings, I guess. She gets wings at some point. I guess I was spoiled on the wings. Not that it matters that much, I think. And like I said, I'm curious about the graphic novel as well. Because my reaction to the episodes of Murder Drones I've seen is like, this is fun, but it's also very assembling the airplane while flying it. It's very unpolished in a lot of ways, right? Like, there's a lot of the storytelling that could really be streamlined, that could really be more focused, and which would benefit from doing less jokey jokes and more actual, like, narrative development. I would be curious about how, like, this to me seems like an opportunity to do that work, right? Like, do that editing work, take a second pass on exactly how you're telling the story and try and communicate it a little bit more concisely. So I'm kind of curious about the graphic novel. I guess if I could find a digital version, I could do a reaction to it, although I don't really know how the publishing company would feel about that. Huh. But okay, that's a longer term thing. Anyway, I think that's it. Comment, like, subscribe. I have a merchandise store. I keep forgetting to mention that I have it, but it's there. You can merchandise description. Do that. Goodbye.